What's up, YouTube? It's the Console Samurai with Grown Ups Gaming. And GameStop came out yesterday and announced that they were going to start their own video game publishing company called GameTrust. Now, GameTrust has already signed on a few good developers, one of them being Insomniac Games, which is the developer of Sunset Overdrive on the Xbox One and the newly rebooted Ratchet & Clank franchise on PlayStation and soon coming to theaters. They've also done a few other games, but those are their two big successes recently. GameTrust also signed on At Dawn, which is the developer of The Order 1886 for PlayStation 4. They've signed on a couple other indie companies, including a Swedish company whose name I cannot pronounce or remember, who released Trine on the PlayStation 4, which was also a pretty good success. Now, GameTrust is not going to have exclusive rights to any of these developers, but I do assume that they're going to have exclusive rights to any game published under the GameTrust umbrella. And I find this to be an interesting idea because, to be honest, GameStop is not a well-liked company. GameStop is one of the most hated companies in the gaming industry. They are right up there with Capcom and EA and all of them. And actually, they do own EB Games. They are not a well-liked company by any means. And a lot of the gaming community refuses to deal with them just because of some of their alleged business practices and some of the things that they've been accused of. When Xenoblade Chronicles first came out a couple years ago on the Wii, not the 3DS, when it came out on the Wii, there were a lot of people alleging that they were taking brand new shipped copies. And this was a rare game. This wasn't a game that was sent to every single GameStop. They were opening them and reselling them at a premium, at $40 to $60 more than the retail price, because once it's open and it's used, you can charge whatever you want. It then becomes a potential collectible. That was one thing that a lot of people claimed GameStop had done. Another thing was that the DLC that we see so often in so many games that people say is tearing apart gaming, and the reason why games are being cut up into smaller and smaller pieces every time we see them all comes down to GameStop starting this whole trend. And also, a lot of people are really they don't want to deal with the fact that you get almost nothing on a trade-in. GameStop's trade-ins are very, very low. To be honest, GameStop's or trade-ins in general are pretty low everywhere, but GameStop is known for having the lowest trade-in value of any other video game reseller, basically. So because of all this, a lot of gamers will just drive right past the GameStop to go to Best Buy, Walmart, Kmart, Target, whatever, or they'll deal with not having a game on day one because they wanted to get it from Amazon rather than going to GameStop and dealing with GameStop, because a lot of people, they just hate GameStop. So I don't really know that GameTrust is going to actually be a huge success like it could be. With a few good developers, it really could be a great success. And maybe that's why they're going with GameTrust instead of GameStop as the publishing name. Maybe they're hoping that people won't know that it's the same company. But I think at some point they're gonna find out, because if GameStop is gonna be the only ones having these games, then people are gonna put two and two together that GameStop is putting these games out. They may have other companies making the games, but they're the ones publishing the games. But what do you think? Do you think that GameStop should get into the publishing business? Do you think that they even stand a chance? Being one of the most hated companies in gaming, do you think that they would actually be able to get this new publishing label off the ground? Either way, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Once again, I am the Console Samurai, and I'll see you around.